the opportunity this weekend to play at home and look to build some momentum off of a solid win, I guess, really looking forward to Cougars as a team.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, just looking forward to watching the guys compete, looking forward to practice here in a couple hours. Each day is kind of that opportunity to get a little bit better. Guys are competing good, and again, Houston's a good opponent. Looking forward to watching the games.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the Houston's pitching? It seems like they've been limiting teams to, getting those extra base hits or just power hitters. I guess what have they done successfully so far that you've seen that has allowed them to kind of?
Yeah, I'm really just getting into their pitching, so I mean, you're a little bit ahead of me there. I know they're going left, right this weekend. That's what I know. And laid eyes on those guys a little bit. The guy's been throwing. Game one's not throwing this weekend, so. Again, they're going through a little bit of what everybody probably goes through this time of year. But it seems like to me they've done a good job, Todd and his staff done a good job just getting arms in there. Seems like they got some good arms.
I guess for your rotation, you back on a normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anything change for you?
We're going the same order we went last week, so Free, Robinson, Huer.
Have you seen Matt Huer progress when he showed up here to where he's now being pitching every weekend? Just about?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're watching him progress a little bit each week, and with amateur pitchers and young guys, sometimes you might not see it in the results. And but I think he's getting more and more comfortable going to the mound and competing each day and execute pitches.
This is about what you expected from him. He got a lot of praise coming in, it's a lot of accomplishments, but just being a freshman and being the centerpiece of the rotation now.
Yeah, and so all these guys, when you commit them, you kind of hope they can come in and pitch on the weekend. I would tell you, as far as expectations for Mac, yeah, absolutely, we thought he'd step in and pitch on the weekend and be a big contributor.
Coach, I guess how has Ryan Free adjusted to being that starter on Fridays?
Yeah, I mean, so last week we kind of, again, just due to our travel last week, traveling the same days of game and everything, we made the adjustment at that point, just for really the best interest of everybody on the staff, and thought Free could go out and kind of be an opener for us, and I thought he handled it just fine. He started a lot of college baseball games in junior college, and I think he's plenty comfortable in that role, and look forward to watching him.
I want to ask you about pitching. I guess can you talk about how it's been to kind of watch Justin Murray, a guy that's preseason All American, that playing for Houston? I guess what has he kind of meant to that team for Houston?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you're way ahead of me as far as that goes. I mean, I'm getting into. I've seen the 3 starters right now. You're a little bit ahead of me as far as who they are and all that stuff. Wish I could give you a little more, but you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow on that one.
How's your team developed in these last couple of weeks? Slowly getting to where you need them to be.
Yeah, I think, anytime you're between game 20 and 30, I think you're roles are gonna start being defined. Lineups are gonna kind of start settling in. Guys that are competing to play each day, there's a real clear-cut deal there, like, if somebody's gonna jump in there, and maybe a matchup deal. And so I think as you go, the game kind of tells you how they're growing, and the numbers tell you, and the games tell you, and so it's kind of a fun time of year.
You always said about this time of year, you know what your team is right about here.
Yeah.
Do you know who this team is right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a team that really likes to play. They like to practice, got a lot of passion for it, a lot of respect for it. And again, this team from day one's shown a lot of passion to play the game the right way. And it's not that easy a game. I think they got a lot of respect for the difficulty in it.
Coach, you put Bizzell back at third base. Was that just trying to get the bat in the lineup in the last game, or I guess?
Really. So McGee's the one guy I had sat the whole year. Thought it might be good for him to watch a game. And obviously with the way Bass swung the bat Monday evening, and you don't want to catch him, in a noon game after a night game. And it's a pretty natural thing for him to go over there. He could do the same thing at second base or first base, even though y'all maybe never seen him there. Just a really good baseball player. Really good baseball players make playing baseball look kind of easy, and that's fun to have a guy like that.
Coach, you've never been afraid to run freshmen out there, whether it be their starting rotation on the weekend or key positions on the defense. Are you seeing the type of development you'd like to see from the guys that are getting regular playing time for your young players, maybe first-year players, when it comes to getting the regular plays done, the making the double play balls, the getting the easy outs that sometimes feel like have not come easy this year?
Yeah, I think you're going to make mistakes. I think baseball players are going to make mistakes, and that's how you learn. That's how you get better. We're going to keep running them out there as far as the guys you're talking about and the plays you're talking about. Again, like the challenge of this game mentally and physically, it presents itself. For 9 innings, it presents itself daily. And again, like if there's not many guys that can take their skill set and their tools and go, hey, I'm going to go play 162 games at 18, 19, 20 years old. There's a few. These guys are trying to learn how to do that. To me, the freedom to make some physical mistakes is going to always be there. The mental ones are probably the ones you want to clean up the best you can moving forward. And make a physical mistake, being aggressive, so be it. I mean, that's the game of baseball.
And I don't know if you've had a chance to talk about this or not, but how shocked are you the injury troubles that Josh has had in the majors when he was such an iron horse right here?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm not shocked at all. When a guy gets hit on the wrist like he got hit, I mean, it might look easy to hit big league pitching on TV, but those guys got really good stuff. And, you have to, again, you got to take away something from them. And Josh is very good at doing that. And therefore, he gets hit, on a pitch that's up and in. And same thing happened to Bryce Harper last year. To me, I think what's kind of remarkable about Josh is how he comes back from it. And you look at it last year, I don't remember exactly, but when he came back, I don't think he had a lot of at-bats coming back. And guy's always been able to play defense. He's always been on the hit. And again, so as far as, again, like you're talking about 2 different animals. And what I mean is a 70-game college season compared to 162 games. And every day you're facing a guy with late life or, above average breaking ball. And you do that for a living. I mean, every once in a while you're gonna get hit. He just happened to break a bone. I think he'll be just fine. Again, like you're talking about a guy that's, I'm sure already, trying to do everything he can to get going. Or I should say, I know he is.
With Free coming out of the bullpen to start for you, how does that kind of leave your look at your bullpen and your relievers out there?
Yeah, so what it does is, like even just as recently as Tuesday, I mean, you're talking about in a 10-run game, you got to see some guys, as in Carson Ball hadn't been on the mound, Chandler Coe hadn't been on the mound a whole lot, Isaiah Rhodes, and then obviously you go to Parrish, Rogers, Sanders, Bridges, Lysick. I mean, it presents an opportunity for all those guys. All those guys have the ability to go get outs, and so it presents, hustling. I'm leaving somebody out in there, I'm sure, but it really presents a great opportunity for guys that are in the bullpen, to get some outs late in games, middle of games if it presents itself, and go pitch some of the innings that Free's been pitching.